Hi guys, Fernandes, Lembo on the grid. John, a lot of stuff. Cornucopia of stuff. Let's get right to it. Today, Wednesday, softball. We've got regional quarterfinals. We've got 9 teams playing.
Yep.
8A through 2A. Actually, on Thursday, we got Land O'Lakes at Sarasota Christian.
And that's a regional semifinal.
And that's a regional semifinal.
It's a smaller class, right?
Smaller class, fewer games. What do you make of this? All these games. We got Sarasota. Everybody's virtually in action. How much softball have you seen this year? Can you give a learned opinion on a couple of teams?
I've seen a bit. I think we have a chance for a few teams to get to Vero. I mean, I think Sarasota Christian's really good.
Right.
I like Braden River, Lakewood Ranch. Bayshore obviously has Miriam Schmoll,
Right.
who you saw, one of the best pitchers, maybe the best pitcher in the area. And if you have that one stud pitcher in softball, it can carry you a long way. So I think it's going to be pretty interesting softball postseason. And tonight it starts.
Tonight starts. I saw Miriam Schmoll last week against Booker.
Right.
Just throws tremendously hard. Not to stay on softball, but we both played baseball.
Right.
And I've tried to throw fast pitch softball in the hand.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how these girls, obviously it's all technique, how they generate so much speed throwing the ball underhand. Have you ever tried to throw a softball underhand? And get that generate velocity?
I mean, I haven't even bothered to try. I want to try to hit it because it seems like it'd be easier to hit, but then you got to figure out they're a lot closer than a baseball.
Right.
Pitcher's mound is the home plate.
Right.
So yeah, it's pretty impressive. Some of these girls, the sound of the mitt popping, how hard they throw.
The mitt popping, and I would think because they're coming from down under here, which is more of a natural thing for them.
Right.
The ball's going to be rising. So
Yeah.
for you to sort of get on top of the ball would be kind of tough.
And also, it's in a way healthier. You don't hear too many rotator cuff injuries for softball pitchers. They're all going, as you mentioned, underhand as opposed to overhand. So, yeah, it's pretty interesting to watch. It's really good softball pitchers, and that's why they take over a game, take over a whole series.
Right. And a lot of the top teams do have those top pitchers.
Right.
Let's switch to baseball. Last night, district semis,
Yep.
district finals coming up tomorrow. Talk about your game. You were at the Sarasota Manatee,
Right.
4-1. Leo Della Torre pitched the game, pitched a great game, I guess. Talk about that performance a little bit.
Well, it was actually Eric Crawford from Manatee pitched well, too. I mean,
Right.
he shut down Sarasota for 3 innings. They got to him in the 4th. A big bases clearing triple with a base by Grant Horwitz. Kind of that was the big blow of the whole game. And Della Torre really he showed a lot of moxie. I thought the 6th inning, Manatee had a rally. He kind of calmed the waters. They scored a run, but he held them at bay. And then he shut him down to the 7th. And as Clyde Metcalf said, to have a guy go all 7 innings the 2 days before a championship game is huge. So now he has the bullpen at his disposal tomorrow night at Lakewood Ranch. So a big win for them, obviously, and a big performance by Della Torre.
Here we go. We talk about different sports. Sarasota, Lakewood Ranch.
Right.
It seems like they always overlap. Here we go in baseball.
Yeah.
Lakewood Ranch beat Palmetto 4-1.
Yep.
And just in the other games, Venice beat Fort Myers 3-0. They made the playoffs the last 7 years. You come to expect that from Craig Faulkner's team, that they're going to make the playoffs and go deep every single year.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you can expect a team to always win a state championship.
Right.
That's a little too much. But like I said, the thing that I've always marveled at with Venice is they don't give you anything defensively.
Right.
They play such incredible defense. Not only just making the great plays, they make all the routine plays. And when you have a high school team that can do that, you are very, very hard to beat. And they're a fun team to. If you like really sound fundamental baseball, Venice is a fun team to watch because they do everything so well.
They do it. You're absolutely correct. If you just catch the routine stuff in high school baseball,
and then make a few great plays,
Right.
and then you have a great pitcher and a couple of timely hits, they play a really good baseball.
I like watching them.
Yeah.
They will be hosting Northport for the district title.
Right.
I'm rooting on the Bobcats, but they lost 5-4 and 14-1 to Venice this year.
Right.
So we'll hope that for the best for Northport. In other games, Booker beat Bayshore. They will be hosting St. Pete Lakewood, or playing at St. Pete Lakewood, because Southeast lost to Lakewood 10-0.
Right.
Then we have Christian over Gulf Coast Hart in 2A6. They'll face Seacrest Country Day. Expected the usual suspects maybe to advance.
Yeah, I mean the one I think kind of shocking was Braden River losing.
Oh yes, exactly.
To Armwood in their district. They were the top seed. That district played up in Tampa Bay area, and but that's the thing about these district playoffs, and that's the thing about you can have a great season and you have one not so great game and your season's over, and that's why, especially in baseball is such an equalizer with so many things going on. The field, and if a pitcher isn't having a great day, or if the umpire strike zone's a little kooky. But I think so. I think the usual teams will move on. But back to Sarasota Lakewood Ranch, I covered the final last year that they played, and they got a little chippy. They're kind of screaming back and forth at each other.
Right.
So something pretty cool might be developing there. A bit of a rivalry. They split in the regular season this year, which is why they had a coin flip for the top seed. So that should be interesting tomorrow night in Lakewood Ranch, the 8A championship game.
And we should also always point out that both teams of these games tomorrow night will move on, whether you win or lose.
You're in your district final, you're in the regional playoffs.
Do you think that takes a little bit of pressure off the team, high school players, knowing, hey, even if we go out there and don't play well, we're going to advance anyway?
I think so. I think if you're I think it depends too on the program. If your long-term goal is a state championship,
right.
You want to win a district, but you want to get to the regional tournament. But if you know that, hey, we don't really have much of a shot in the regional, you want to win your district, but it does take some pressure off because you know there is a tomorrow. That's why the district semifinals in all sports are a little more fun than the finals, because the district semifinals, it's lose or you go home. The district finals, you win, it's great. If you lose, you still play.
We might as well just dovetail right to our athlete of the week. You saw Sarasota play.
Right.
Vaughn Brown, 3 games, 3 Sailor victories. He had a big performance. Really didn't do much last night, but
last night no one really did. It was a pitcher's game. Last night.
Right. But does he look like a pretty? For what you've seen of him, maybe you haven't seen enough from him to say he's.
From what
obviously.
I've seen he plays the game well.
Right.
Like the Sarasota just churns out these quality players year in year out, and he's just a guy who knows how to play baseball like they all do out in Sarasota. So yeah.
Clyde Metcalf's got a machine going out there.
He does.
Today, track and field district meets 4A, 3A, 1A.
Right.
A variety of athletes. Not to put you on the spot, is there any athlete that we should be looking at?
Well, obviously, Kavius Price, Manatee. He was on that state championship relay team last year. He's going to play football in college. But yeah, at Akron, I believe.
Right.
But yeah, he's fun to watch. And so yeah, a lot of good stuff. Elizabeth Atkinson for Palmetto. She won the district last week in the shot and the discus. So yeah, we have some good athletes in the track and field realm. Northport's always good. Ranch is always good. So yeah, it should be fun.
Last week, might as well mention it. Last Saturday, state weightlifting meet. Lemon Bay's Jared Connor, Kyle Mooney's Dylan O'Neill, both finished second.
Right.
Both got the silver. You're into a little weightlifting. We don't have any photos of it, but
Thankfully.
you've been doing some CrossFit, and you just had a personal best.
Yeah.
Did you bench press what?
No, I thrusted.
You thrusted
130.
130.
Which I'm sure if there's a weightlifter watching, he's laughing at me, but that's a pretty big deal for little old me.
But if you can lift somewhat approaching your weight, is that considered good? If you can exceed your weight, are you considered a stud in weightlifting?
I guess so,
I'm not
but
a big
130
weightlifter.
isn't even close to my
Really?
weight, so I got a ways to go for that benchmark.
You can tell by these arms, I just do.
Yes.
12-ounce curls.
You just do. You just do.
Occasionally. I just do. Let's talk about tennis.
Right.
Last week, ODA doubles 1A.
Yep.
Mabalia Bangura, Sydney Sforza. Did I even come close to that?
Sydney Sforza.
Okay, talk about
Dick
that.
Vitale's granddaughter, to get that one right.
Okay. Well,
yeah,
sorry, Dick.
I mean, they played the absolute last match in the entire state. They played on Friday morning because of the rain. It was supposed to end on Thursday.
Right.
And they beat the top seeded team in the state from Riviera Miami Prep.
Right.
Sarah Kuhl-Culbertson and Nicole Kadzarkov. And it's funny, as I mentioned in the story, Sydney Sforza is an 8th grader. And the other 3 girls in the court are seniors going to Division I.
Right.
So that was a pretty cool moment for her and for Balia. Balia Bangura, great career at ODA. She's going to Nebraska. And she lost her singles final to Culbertson, but she goes out with a state championship. She won a state championship last year, so a great end to a great career for her, and I think she has a pretty good future. So,
do you know where they're going next year? I mean,
Balia's going to Nebraska, and the other team, one girl's going to Miami, and one's going to Quinnipiac.
Fantastic. What a way to start your collegiate career with a state title.
And Sydney Sforza's an 8th grader going to the high school, and she has a state championship already.
A lot of people don't know these ODAs. These kids are there from kindergarten. So, I mean, they're in the athletic programs at a very young age.
Yep. And tennis, too, is a young sport. I mean, you want to play the sport well. It's like golf. They put your racket in your hand when you're 3 or 4 years old. So, definitely a good future for her and ODA's program.
Stuff today, stuff tomorrow, stuff last week. Of course, we got football coming up. Is that pretty much what to look for in the coming days and stuff?
It's postseason time now. It's a lot of fun.
Right.
It's a lot of, not desperation, but a lot of win or go home kind of stuff. So, it's this is where the fun really kicks in, the end of the season.
And I think this is when a lot of our readers out there, a lot of the parents really start to dig the sports and...
the year's almost over.
And the high school season, exactly. So we got that next week. We got baseball. We got everything. Anything else we're missing off of my long list? It's amazing. I need a list to go over the stuff, and you just keep it right up here. It's just amazing.
That's a still trap.
Huh?
But you got it covered, though. We got it covered.
We got everything covered. Next week, probably talking about football and a whole bunch more. So for John Lembo, I'm Doug Fernandes, and we'll see you next week on The Grid.